Tony Prince.
That's me. How you doing? This is your royal ruler, Tony Prince, and hi there. Watching the Airshow World with Stu Bear.
And coming up in just 30 minutes from now, Stu Bear will be in the chair with Airshow World. And right now, hey, here's a few highlights to get you in the mood.
Any radio, Eagle 401, it's a flight of 4, Fox 15 Echoes, inbound for the loop from the north. We'll be transiting the Mach loop from west to east and then up through Bala Lake. Eagle, confirm we're still in the low fly area. 401 flight, Eagle, confirm you're in the loop at this time. Okay, we're at the tactical right side. We're going to spin and hold here. Typhoon, Eagle copies. We'll let you have the loop. We're holding off to the west side of the loop, and once you clear the loop, would you let us know, and then we'll be in. That is our playmate. Their call sign is dark. We are not working with them. They should be north of the lake towards Bala, and we're holding west of the loop over the water. Hey, from dark flight is approaching Bala Lake in about a 6-mile string. Dark 23, flight of 3 is exiting low fly 7 and to the north. Dark 23, flight of 3 is checking back in with you. We are in the rejoin prior to RTD, exiting low fly area 7 to the north. Copies, we're in from the coastline from west through north in the loop. Copy 6-4, copy the flight to lost made, thanks for your help. Eagle, good day. Orbit to block 52, 24,000 feet for 10 minutes before RTB. Motor 112 GR4 southwest of Bala by 10, LFA 7 headed northeast. Low flight traffic. Speed 71 will be entering the roundabout anti-clockwise. The rack flight is trying to get a hold of you on 252.87 with no contact. Rack 21 left to 120.
Rack 2-1 is complete with general handle in the North Wales MTA. We're looking at RTP via Litchfield at this time.
Boo-boo! A picnic basket has everything a bear needs. And I'm not just talking about the treats and snack-type goodies. No, a picnic basket holds a lot more than that. It holds dreams.
What are we looking at?
Hey Yogi, you're watching Airshow World.
Walk me in!
You sure it'll work, Yogi?
Well, you know, boo-boo, I'm smarter than the average bear!
Well, it's not Yogi Bear, but it's Stu Bear in the chair on Airshow World, and this is what dreams are made of.
We're all down at Duxford, and you're watching Airshow World with Stu Bear.
Hi folks, this is Dicky McVitie from the chat room. Yes, the mad bloke. Sorry about that. Just to say you're watching Airshow World with the one and only Stu Bear.
My name's Andy and I'm watching Airshow World with Stu Bear.
Hi, I'm Chloe HG and you are watching Airshow World with Stu Bear.
Hi there, we're the crew of the Sea King rescue aircraft behind us as it's flown. You're watching Airshow World with Stu Bear.
All yellow because you saw them on the news at regular intervals. HC2s. The most impressive things about this is when you're the dunking dummy, when you've been dropped in the sea and you're waiting for this to come and rescue you. Is that aeroplane weighs 7.5 tons, which means in order to stay airborne in the hover it has to displace 7.5 tons of air vertically downwards. These helicopters, when they were in RAN service, provided 24-hour search and rescue cover and 15-minute readiness in daylight, 45-minute readiness at night. And they form part of a nationwide search and rescue service, which also included helicopters flown from 2 Royal Navy bases and 4 HM Coast Guard bases, plus 4 RAF rescue teams, all coordinated by the Airborne Rescue Coordination Centre, ex-RAF hydraulically operated main rescue ports, electrically operated emergency rescue ports, and of course a lot of electric connected to powering equipment. Or the Virgin train ground and braving. The RAF Search and Rescue Force expected upwards of 1,000 call-outs every year. By the way, if you notice as the aircraft banks over towards you, one of the rotor blades, the top bits, painted yellow. And that's because that's to enable them to time the rotor. When the maintenance but some remarkable wrestling. Without doubt, one of the most
amazing pieces of film I've ever seen. You mentioned the low lights and the infrared TV camera. That was the main difference between the 3 and the 3A. 3A had it, the 3 didn't. It was mounted on a little turret down by the spots. And they had a shaft that had been cut off by the time, and it was trapped to the foot of the cliff with the water coming in rapidly under their own back. And what they did in the end was the helicopter landed on the ocean, the wind stopped, they helicopter came back to a hover on the ocean. The wind
Hi, it's Stu Bear from Airshow World, and I'm very proud to announce our sponsor, the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company. And for viewers of Airshow World, you can get 15% off from the world's best tea and coffee company. Plus, you'll be helping Airshow World grow. Just use the code Airshow. That's the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company.
Oh, oh, here come the bears. Let's go. Now, it's the Hair Bear Bash.
Oh yes, it's the bear. It's Stu Bear, and you're watching Airshow World.
Oh, yes.
Isn't that spectacular? Only the best here at Weston Park. We spared no expense bringing you these superstars, the global stars and their extra 300s. You can just imagine how important the manning of front is. However many minutes they're in formation, eyes never leave the team leader for 1 second.
We are the 82nd Airborne 505th RCT, and you're watching Airshow World with Stu Bear.
Hey, Captain Jack. Meet me down by the railroad track.
Put that woman in my hand.
I'm gonna be a whoring man.
I'm gonna be a whoring man. A whoring man.
prepare for action. Anything can happen in the next half hour.
Hey, what a great way to start a Friday night show. How the devil are you? Great to see so many people in the chat rooms at the moment. And very, very soon, I'll do my very best to mention as many folks as I possibly can. But hey, what's coming up on tonight's show? That's what we ask ourselves. Well, we've got a special looking at Weston Park. And also, we've got videos from Coningsby, Cosford, East Midlands Airport, Manchester, and lots more besides. And of course, we've also got Airshow World followers, you fantastic folks in the chat room, and we'll be mentioning you very, very, very soon. But hey, we're going to start the show without further ado. Going to start it right now. And we said last week we were going to feature the Weston Park air show that's coming up in June, and this is their actual poster that they're using. There's all the information for you. You can find more online. All you've got to do is just quite simply, the best way is just to Google Weston Park air show, and you will find all the information you need to know. And but hey, we're going to show you a few highlights from last year as to what you may see on the day, on the night. There's large aircraft, and also there's model flying as well. It's a real special event, and this was my favourite. This was on the Saturday night. Sit back and enjoy.
Isn't that spectacular? Only the best here at Weston Park. We spared no expense bringing you these superstars, the global stars and their extra 300s.
Oh, look at this. I've got to say thank you to Andrew Austin. He's put a real kind donation in. It says, hey, get some coconut tea. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Now, one of their signature maneuvers when they come back will
and also, many thanks to Benny. Thank you for that donation. Really appreciate it.
On board, that is going to look sensational. Here they come. 12 o'clock, coming towards us. They're going to break. This will be spectacular. Get your cameras out, everybody. You've got to watch this now. This is wonderful. Look at this. Oh, wow. You see this here first. You can just imagine how important the manual front is. However many minutes of information. Eyes team leader for 1 second. It is amazing, isn't it? What do you reckon, kids? You like it? But more importantly, it's important to impress the ladies. Ladies, are you enjoying it so far? God bless you. Blokes, are you enjoying it? Yeah. So from the left and up high, watch this, watch this. the world's best formation pilots. Ladies and gentlemen, this is incredible. The Global Stars. See some more? Do you want it to carry on? Alright. Trust me, look ahead of us. Watch this now. Watch this. This is the big part. This is the one. This is what we've been waiting for. Here come the hearts. What do you reckon?
Hey, how about that? Absolutely fantastic. And those clips were taken from Weston Park's Airshow. And we saw the little advert at the very beginning. Next week, or whenever the voice is a little bit better, I certainly hope what I'll do a proper full advert. And, yeah, the usual sort of thing that I do, so I can keep advertising that. But it's going to be a real special show. Hey, just like tonight, we've got some great stuff coming up. And also, hey, we got some great videos from Coningsby. That's coming up next. And thanks for the messages in the chat room. I really appreciate that. And yes, you've obviously noticed I've got, not feeling the best at the moment. In fact, not very good at all. But hey, the show must go on, and it certainly will. And very quickly, going to mention a couple of people. You'll have to forgive me if I don't mention everybody tonight, because I know the voice is definitely going to pack up at some point. But hi to Donnie Palmer, and also thank you for the really kind donations. Much appreciated. And Mark Webster, and Kevin, and who else could we say hi to? Santa, and lots more folks. Maurice Moon. But I tell you what, we're going to move along right now before the voice completely goes. And I've got some videos from Coningsby. All that's on the agenda right now. That's me. How you doing? This is your royal ruler, Tony Prince, and hi there! Watching the Airshow World with Stu Bear.
Oh yes, you certainly are! Watching Airshow World with Stu Bear, keeping the videos coming your way. It's every Friday night between 7 and 8 o'clock, and coming up for you right now. Hey, what have we got? We got some great videos from Cosford.
Two Hurricanes, two Spitfires.
Battle on landing from runway 06, you'll all be to the end and right. All to the end and right, copied. Battle on final spin up. Battle 2, clear to land and turn.
Landing turn 2. Sorry, that's battle 4, is the second one.
Battle 4, understood, land and turn.
Landing turn, battle 4. Battle 3, finals go down.
Battle 3, clear to land and turn.
Landing turn, battle 3. Battle 1, slow on the right.
There's lots of personnel down here, boys. Take it easy.
Battle, if you just hold your position there now, maybe he's got to park you on the right on the grass, or right on the grass, stand by.
Tiger 17 at the hold.
Tiger 17, Cosford display. Roger, good afternoon. You are cleared to display. Runway 06 right, is in use and the QFE 1004.
06 1004, clear to display, Tiger 17.
Oh, he's upside down. Ah, that's a good start.
It certainly is. And right now, the fantastic F-16 display. Oh, and by the way, hey, many thanks for all the suggestions in the chat room. But I'm sure you can guess what I'm currently drinking at the moment. Definitely not the Doom Bar at the moment. No, laying off that for the for tonight anyway. You're absolutely right there, Erwin. The old coconut tea, it certainly does the business.
so that he's doing an outside turn. He'll be on the outside of this, which means he's pushing negative G and the blood's all rushing to his head. Very uncomfortable. See from the way the smoke streams off the trailing edge, it goes off at a completely different angle to the aircraft.
And of course, this is another air show that's going to be taking part in June. This was from the Cosford Air Show from just a few years ago. By the way, got to say hi to a few people watching this right now over on Facebook. Thanks very much for all the messages. Really appreciate it. We're going to say hi to Andy Vint. Also hi to Mac Sword. And also say hi to Stuart Rimmer, Outbass, Leslie White. How are you, Leslie? And also hi to Neil Wild watching this. Together with Alicia watching in Bulgaria. A very, very good evening to you.
Cosford display, good afternoon, Cosford runway 06 to QFE 1004, and you'll be cleared to display on arrival.
Well, I certainly hope the microphone's not picking up all the coughing that I'm doing. I have to quick dip the microphone down. So I hope that's not coming through.
It was originally made by Gloucester Aviation. And as you can see, a twin-engined aeroplane, two Rolls-Royce Derwent engines, looking quite bulbous, centrifugal turbojets they were called. About 7,000 pounds of static thrust from both of those engines together. Compare that with the 27.
Okay, Andrew Austin. Hey, by the way, we've got a 727 display coming up for you just a little later this evening.
So Meteor designed by George Carter. He previously worked on the Gloucester Gladiator, an old biplane. And he'd also designed the first British jet aircraft of all, the E-2839, that allowed Frank Whittle's Powerjet's W1 engine to get airborne in 1941.
Oh, thank you very much there, Jilly and Peter.
The B-1 Doodlebug flying bombs and...
Actually, I probably sound a lot worse than I actually am. I'm not too bad, really, you know. It's it's just very annoying having to keep dipping the mic.
Spitfires that this strange jet aeroplane was taking over from. A specially prepared Meteor Mark IV of the RAF's high...
Oh, we've got our very good friends from Plain Talking UK podcast in the chat at the moment. Always good to see you guys, and don't forget,
which is rather nice because it's...
make sure you join them a little later, after 8 o'clock.
But the reason this model of Meteor looks like it's got an extended nose is that it's an NF-11, a Night Fighter 11, which actually included some early radar. And built not by Gloucester's, but by Armstrong Whitworth. She's painted in the colours of 141 Squadron at RAF Coltishall. So it's rather nice now that the Air Atlantic Classic Air Force have been able to return her to her birthplace at Coventry. I can remember flying in the back of one of these when I was training to be a navigator. They sat you in the back and gave you a funny navigation aid called G. And you got to look into the radar and stuff and things like that. its role as a night fighter, it was, for the time, reasonably heavily armed. 4 Hispano cannon in the outer wings, 20mm cannon. Could almost get to 500 miles an hour. So faster than the contemporary Spitfires, but not by a huge amount. So John Corley giving us a lovely, gentle display from this graceful old lady. Actually, I've just realized she's the same age as the Vulcan, this airplane. She'll see the Vulcan later. He's gone freelance. He offers piloting service to anybody who's prepared to pay for it, really. Specializes in vintage aircraft.
Oh, thanks for that, Neil Wild. Is Neil Wild's watching this over on Facebook? Neil, I like it.
He's happily married, living in Leicestershire and bringing up a future young pilot. I think age 5 at the moment.
For final pass. Cheers.
Jet Pro 324.
Pro 324, Cosford display, runway 06, the QFE 1004, and you're clear to display.
061004, Jet Pro 324, 2 minutes just to leave.
Hi, I'm Chloe HG, and you are watching Airshow World with Stu Bear.
And coming up right now on Airshow World, it's that time of the show to find out what some of the Airshow World followers have been doing.
And this week we go way back in time, a very long time. Many thanks once again to Roger Shadbolt for sending these fabulous photographs way back in the day from Yeovilton. As we all know, or hey, if you don't know already, bad news, no Yeovilton Air Show again this year. Hey, Mr. Mark Webster, thank you for that real kind donation. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you to everybody. And coming up right now, we head back to Cosford with what we're looking at right now. Hey, don't get too excited. These are not going to fly. But at the Cosford Air Show, hey, they normally get them out of the hangar and do a few taxi runs. But it's always great to see the Jaguars.
Still work. Some of the controls still work.
Kilo Del Kilo, Cosford tag. Good afternoon, runway 06, the QFE 1005. If you hold it, the reservoir will bring you in shortly.
Taxi up and down the runway.
You just hold at the reservoir and we'll keep you updated what the program is.
Okay, thanks for that. And if it's still 6 for the tiny cross, then I'd like to join wide base to 06.
Okay, that will be approved.
Chrono in the second of the 2 Jaguars. Taxiing down the runway now. Freedom and the like. So the Jaguars taxiing back down the runway to return to their parking spaces. But what a pleasure to see them. I'm glad we did eventually see them. So they can offer the use of all the controls that you would normally use in an aircraft before it flies, but the difference is these are sadly never going to fly again. But looking at them there, I just think, wouldn't it be lovely if one of them just opened up the taps and took off and flew somewhere exciting to a secret airfield somewhere so that it could fly on to the future. Some place like Hot Swigley near Manchester. I'm sure there must be a secret airfield there with a runway that a Jaguar could land on. It's a good thought.
Radio check. Station con your cadets again.
Okay, just a radio check. Thought I'd lost you.
Hotel Kilo, if you want to feed in now, position downwind right hand for runway 06. I may have to orbit you for one orbit downwind, but expect the runway to clear shortly.
Roger that. Just about to coming into the left hand down. Sorry, right hand downwind for 06.
Job one day. So we're looking for what will look suspiciously like a Messerschmitt 109, but will actually be a Bouchon, which is the Spanish version of the Messerschmitt 109, but very hard.
Okay, Roger, thanks very much. What runway vacated?
What a fantastic sight. Really makes you appreciated.
Clear to land, instant wind 3607 knots.
Display, good afternoon. Wing walk formation, holding to the north.
Wing walk formation, Cosford display, good afternoon, sir. Runway 06 right. QFE's 1005 with one on finals. Expect to call in shortly.
Roger, and the QFE 1005 wing walk.
Vic Norman and his amazing team live and work.
Oh, now you're talking. Now you're talking there, Ted. He says used to live, well, he lives in Norfolk and used to see them at Coltishall. What a fantastic airbase that was, Coltishall. Great place to spot the aircraft. Hey, talking of great aircraft, here's the Vulcan.
Starting at about 160 knots, 184 miles an hour, and accelerating up to 300 knots. And pulling away off to our left to come straight in from the far side of the airfield. And the noise there coming from 4 Rolls-Royce Bristol Olympus engines, 202 engines, 16,500 pounds of static thrust each, total of about 65,000. The same engine, a later model, was the engine that powered Concorde. Of course, the Concorde ones had reheats. This was not a supersonic aeroplane, the Vulcan. But if you look at the shape, and if you extend that shape by about 1 3/4, you do actually get recognisably Concorde. The shape that was to become Vulcan, first drawn on a scruffy piece of paper in 1946 by the man who designed the fantastic Lancaster, Roy Chadwick. He died in 1947 in a crash, and he never saw his brilliant design fly. Nor did he see it become the first successful operational delta-winged aircraft in the world. Rather like R.J. Mitchell not seeing his Spitfire into RAF service. So watch now as Bill Ramsey takes the aircraft into a spiral climb. The famous Vulcan howl. There are different explanations for how that happens. The easiest is that people say it's a bit like blowing over the top of a Coke bottle. You've got 2 engines on each side with a single intake, and under certain conditions you get that wonderful whistling sound. The Cold War, and this aeroplane was a significant player in that ending of the Cold War. She was kept on after Vulcans virtually went out of service as part of the Vulcan display flight, because then, as now, everybody loved her so much they wanted her to keep on flying as a display aircraft. And she finally retired from the RAF.
And a very, very good evening to my good friends Steve and also to Anne-Marie and Curtis. Hope you're having a great Friday evening. Hey, and thanks for sharing it with hey, Airshow World. Good to see you.
The AEO is opening the bomb bay as she goes by. And that, of course, is the heart of the bomber. And that was the bomb load that Martin Withers, sitting in the right-hand seat today, took the more than 7,000 miles down to the Falkland Islands from Ascension Islands, 7,000 miles round trip. He was supported by 11 Victor tankers, and he had 18 refuelings in order to get that bomb load to the Falkland Islands and bomb the runway at Port Stanley. He dropped all 21 1,000-pound bombs, and they hit the runway with 2, and that was about par for the course because these were dumb wartime bombs. If you wanted to make sure of hitting a point target, you had to have lots of overkill. So they did what they were supposed to do, and they eventually got back. Martin Withers was awarded the DFC, and it was a turning point in the Falklands War. It gave the Argentines pause for thought, and they didn't station their fast jets on the Falkland Islands, which was significant in the prosecution of the war.
Last pass.
After she left the...
Vulcan's inbound for the last pass.
Vulcan, roger. See, she can whisper by when she's not making lots of noise.
Display port order 64, should it?
Good afternoon, runway 06,
And coming up for you right now from the cockpit of the A320, we've got our very own Chris Brady.
That's now display complete, and we're turning on a 070. We'll continue with Shoreby approach.
Also, Roger, you've got a formation to the northeast of you, 3 miles and manoeuvring.
Hello everybody, my name's Chris Brady, and this is Airshow World.
So that's Chris Brady, and these are the aircraft he actually flies. And we had one of these pop into East Midlands Airport. As you can see, this was taken back last summertime. You can see all the greenery on the trees. And it certainly won't be long before it all looks like this again. Certainly looking forward to it. In fact, we did a live show last Sunday afternoon at East Midlands Airport. And of course, hey, I'm sure you don't need me to tell you, we popped over to Manchester on Monday. Had a fantastic time over there, and I've got a few of those videos coming up for you in just a few moments. And keeping the messages coming in. Saying hi to Alison Bowers, Wim Paul, Gary Inge, Roger Shadbolt, Andrew Austin, Dicker McVitie, always got to say Dicker McVitie, Stephen Billings. Hey, keep the messages coming in wherever you're watching this. Either on Facebook or right here on the main channel on YouTube. It's always great to see you. So keep those messages coming, and I won't be able to read out as many as normal, and I'm sure you understand the reason why. The voice is not working too well this evening, unfortunately. Hopefully, we'll be back to normal early next week, so I can get these adverts that have promised those couple of air shows that I would do. And right now, hey, we move from East Midlands Airport and we go back to Cosford. And we were talking about the Boeing 727 just a little bit earlier. And we've got this very special one for you right now. And I will let the commentator tell you all about it.
T2 holds a contract to supply Oil Spill Response Limited with a dispersant spray aircraft for any worldwide oil contingencies. So the aircraft that you can see here, this is GOSRB. It's one of the last 727s produced by Boeing, and it was specifically manufactured for FedEx for its domestic cargo operations. Now, Oil Spill Response is a company that is set up, and the major shareholders of the company are oil companies such as BP. And the role of the 727
Blades are holding crowd ring. Blades carried. Something manoeuvring 1 mile west of you, 1,000 above.
That you can see is going to be modified. It was chosen for its range, dash speed and stability. Plus it has 3 engines, so it provides quite a lot of redundancy, just in case one of those engines goes down during flight. Now, the concept of delivery is that this aircraft will fly at very low level over the sea where there's been an oil slick, and it will spray the oil slick with approximately 17 tons of fluid in a suitable pattern to actually break the oil down and disperse it so as not to cause as little environmental hazard as possible. The sister aircraft to the one displaying here is GOSRA, and that was actually the very last production B727 built in 1984. That one is currently undergoing modifications to accept a newly developed and advanced spray system. And we're hoping that that will be ready in late autumn this year. And that system is actually being designed and manufactured, fitted and tested by various 2XL aviation departments. The Royal Air Force Aerobatic Teams, the Red Arrows, that was between 1994 and 1997, where he flew as Reg 2, 4 and then 8. Rich's last posting in the RAF was as the officer commanding for 51 Squadron during the final years of the Nimrod R1. Also on board today we have Flight Engineer Mike Goodliffe. Mike joined RAF Vulcan as an apprentice and served for 8 years. He's since flown many aircraft types and has also worked for British Airways, Virgin Atlantic and British Caledonian before coming to join 2XL Aviation. Now the 727 is going to bend its way back down towards us, so if you're down there at the front of the crowd line, make sure you've got your camera ready. This is a nice slow turn now, the aircraft's going to come past us, And this is in landing configuration, just above landing speed, so make sure you get a good photo of this one, nice close-up of COSRB. Happening in the cockpit as the pilots perform all of their manoeuvres. Now, all of the blades are former Red Arrows pilots.
Positioning for last pass.
For display back already. 1 and 2 copy, John Station, 06
And that's Tiger 1 complete.
Here come the bears. Let's get now. It's the Airband Bash.
Oh yes, it's the bear. It's Stu Bear, and you're watching Airshow World.
Oh yes, what a fantastic display, the Boeing 727, and hey, the commentator explaining everything about it, so I don't need to say anything else about it, apart from what an amazing display. And coming up in just a moment, hey, I met this guy over at East Mids Airport on Sunday, and here he is coming up for you.
Hey, this is Andy, and you're live with Stu Bear with Airshow World.
Hey, thank you, Andy. So we've got just a couple of shots that I took last Sunday on the live stream that I did from East Midlands Airport. Literally just popped up to test it. All the gear was all working. Ready for Manchester. So I thought, hey, why not hit the live button? And so many folks actually joined us, so thank you. First time here, says Lisa B. Hey Lisa, where have you been all our lives? Hey, great to have your company. Thank you for joining us. Good self and everybody else. And we switch from East Mids. This was from the live stream on Monday at Manchester. Have a look at these and listen to the wildlife as well. As you can see, it's fantastic to have the A380 popping back in. They tell me it comes in twice every day. One around about 10:30, 11 o'clock-ish, which was when this obviously came in. And then another one around about 4 o'clock. So you saw it arriving, now we'll see it in just a moment, departing with the head-on shots. And just look at the backdrop with the hills. And when we were filming this actually live, this was the aircraft that came in immediately after the A380. It's fantastic. Etihad.
And coming up right now on Airshow World, it's that time of the show to find out what some of the Airshow World followers have been doing.
And this evening, hey, we've got 2 sections of Airshow World followers. We had Roger Shadbolt earlier, and these were taken by my good friend who was with me on Monday when I went to Manchester. That is Steve. And I'm sure Steve will be watching the replay of this on Saturday morning. So hi, Steve. And you know I certainly love sunset shots. So he certainly made the most of the sunset. This was at Bryce Norton from a couple of months ago. Hey, LT Viper Pilot. It's morning time where she is. She's over in Seattle. Thank you for joining us. And right now, gotta say thanks to Julie for sending this across. Here's a couple of quick highlights from a video that she sent across to me. And this was at the Keighley and Worth Valley Railway. And our Julie, she certainly likes the steam engines. And I think she's got another event coming up very, very soon. So, hey, hopefully we'll be able to show you more very, very soon. Well, Lisa B, it's great to have your company. And you come to the right place right here on Airshow World with Stu Bear. With a very gravelly voice today. So apologies for the voice being a bit rough. And of course, don't forget, if you've got something you'd like me to feature on a Friday night, all you have to do is just drop me an email. If it's a big-sized video, provided it's not already on YouTube, hey, send it across. How'd you get in touch with the bear? It's quite easy. The email address is Stu, S-T-U, thank you, at airshowworld.com. As easy as that. Stu at airshowworld.com. Well, that's the full-size stuff. But Julie, She's been a busy lady. She's been out and about. Hey, these... Look at that background. Absolutely fantastic. And a couple of weeks ago, Julie popped across to the Rainhill Model Railway exhibition. Look at all the time and effort that's obviously gone into these. Hey, come on, big smile. Let's see you smiling. Look at that, really concentrating.
Hey? Go after. We will do. I couldn't do something, so I aborted.
I must admit, I know absolutely nothing about railways and all this stuff. But hey, Julie, thank you so much for sending these across. As I said, if you've got something you'd like me to show on a Friday night show, it's so simple. You know the email address, just drop me a line. It'd be great to hear from you. For any big videos, the best way to send something across is with a program. It's called WeTransfer. Have a look at that, and you can send up to 2 gig in size on each file, and it's absolutely free. I love that one. Look at that.
107 exactly.
Not too keen on the wood chip in the background. That is hellish stuff to ever get off. Don't forget, every Friday night between 7 and 8 o'clock.
Ooh, a picnic basket has everything a bear needs.
It's Yogi.
And I'm not just talking about the treats and snack type goodies. No, a picnic basket holds a lot more than that. It holds dreams.
What are we looking at?
Hey, Yogi, you're watching Airshow World.
Look me in.
You sure it'll work, Yogi?
Well, you know, boo-boo, I'm smarter than the average bear.
Well, it's not a Yogi Bear, but it's Stu Bear in the chair on Airshow World. And this is what dreams are made of.
It certainly is every Friday night between 7 and 8 o'clock. It's what dreams are made of. Hey, but don't fall asleep, because we got lots more action coming up for you. We've got the final feature of the night as it starts to tick towards 8 o'clock. And we'll be finishing around about 2 minutes after 8. Hey, we'll be able to get some after 8 minutes then. Hey, listen. Don't forget our good friends over on Plain Talking UK podcast. I'm getting good at saying that now. They're over on YouTube as well. Plain Talking UK podcast. Google it, and I'm sure you'll find it. And join them if you do pop over. Don't forget to say, hey, Stu Bear from Airshow World recommended us. Hey, Karen Kakaran. She says, I love this show. Well, we love seeing all the messages coming into the chat room. Stephen Billings, thank you for joining us. Erwin Paul. Many thanks to Julie. Thanks to Roger. And last but not least, many thanks to my good friend, Steve. That's Steve, SRH. Here we're watching this tomorrow morning. Also a big thank you to Driver Films Shortwave. He shares this video a lot, shares it on Twitter as well. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Jim Gamble, nice to see you. Also, hi to Crab Lab Explosion, Hannah F, Amy, Dave, and Claire. Sorry I missed your message earlier. Gillian Peter in Lincolnshire. Certainly hope to be at Milden Hall in a couple of weeks' time. And also hi to everybody that's been watching this tonight and sharing the video over on Facebook as well. What we're looking at right now is a little bit more action from Weston Park, because, hey, don't forget, they've got their air show coming up in June. That is June 17th, 18th, and the 19th. And it's a weekend that you really don't want to miss. Lots of shows coming up throughout the month of June, and I will be trying to cover as many as I possibly can. Thank you very much. And thanks for all the kind messages coming in. Much appreciated. That's Malcolm, James, Piotr, Huzzah. And of course, hey, you've got to mention our good friend Dickie McVitie. And they finished the night off at Weston Park's show with the most fantastic fireworks display. I was hoping this week to be able to put together a little advert for this particular show, but I will try to do that if the voice is working next week.
Big one. Watch this. What about that? Doing our bit for global warming? Ladies and gentlemen, did you enjoy that? Yes, that was our fireworks spectacular. The Weston Park 25th anniversary. We got some more. Absolutely incredible. What a finale. What a
Hi,
show.
it's Stu Bear from Airshow World, and I'm very proud to announce our sponsor, the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company. And for viewers of Airshow World, you can get 15% off from the world's best tea and coffee company. Plus, you'll be helping Airshow World grow. Just use the code Airshow. That's the Kent and Sussex Tea and Coffee Company.
And as always, time completely beats us. It's just after 8:05 on this Friday night, the 18th of March. Thank you, everybody, for joining my good self and everybody in the chat room. Thank you for all the fantastic messages. And there we go, just one quick reminder, that's what we were featuring this evening. Weston Park Airshow International. It says great value, online booking, and hey, that's how much it costs. 17th to the 19th of June. Hey, why not make a weekend of it and take caravan down, take a tent, take a motorhome, whatever you've got. I promise you, it's a fantastic show. And I shall, as I say, do a little advert for that, hopefully for next week's show. But for tonight, thank you, everybody, for taking part in the chat room. And all I've got to say, hey, thank you to all. Thank you to everybody else that's been watching on Facebook. We haven't got an after show tonight on Facebook because, hey, I've got to go and put my feet up, I tell you. But thank you so much, everybody, for joining. My good self, Stu Bear, and all you great folks in the chat room. Many thanks to Julie and everybody that took part tonight. Have yourself a great weekend, and I will see you very, very soon. Don't forget, every Friday between 7 and 8, but you never know where the bear could crop up next at an airfield near you. Take care. Have a great weekend. Good night.